There could be worse assignments, but not many better. Getting paid to golf at TPC Louisiana with Saints kicker Garrett Hartley. Awesome, especially when you knock in long chip shots.
Sit down. Oh!
While we played golf, we talked football, and plenty of it. He told me how he got his start in kicking because his dad didn't want to see him get hurt as a running back.
In my sophomore year, actually, I ended up making playing varsity football and just kicking. And I did all three in high school. I kicked field goals, kicked off, and I punted as well. And by the end of my junior year, they're actually telling me, hey, you might be able to have a future at this, and I ended up signing with Oklahoma.
Even after a solid 4-year career with the Sooners, where he was a finalist for the Lou Groza Award, Hartley went undrafted.
It still baffles me. I don't really understand how it works, because the last 2 years I was, I guess 32 out of 35, which is, decent percentage. For Oklahoma. And, I wasn't invited to the combine. But, everything happens for a reason.
His second season with the Saints got off to a rocky start when he was suspended for the first 4 games after testing positive for Adderall, a banned substance.
And, want to, definitely apologize to, the Saints and to my teammates and definitely to the fans.
What was that period like, those 4 games? And when they bring in John Carney, who just happened to be the defending NFC Pro Bowl kicker, were you ever worried that, like the M&M, you got one shot and I might have just blown it?
Oh, absolutely. There wasn't a question in my mind. And those, knowing about it, me being suspended before it came out to the public and making sure I told the people I needed to tell before the story broke. Absolutely. I was worried about my job even before I knew they were bringing in John Carney. I was just, scared. I was, I guess, depressed because, I've never failed a drug test in my life. And, I know it's something I shouldn't have taken, being a prescription pill. And, it was an honest yet stupid mistake. And but, it happened for a reason. John Carney became a part of my life because of that.
Even when Hartley was eligible to return, Carney kept the gig until the 12th game of the season when Carney was the one who told Hartley he would be kicking against the Redskins. Hartley was near perfect until missing a potential game winner against Tampa Bay that would have clinched home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
I remember, the Tampa game. That was our second loss in a row after the other home game to the Cowboys. And John also came over to my house that night and just talked me through it and told me I was going to have bigger kicks in my career.
Were you a little surprised with the way, some of the people reacted after your accuracy has been, pretty much dead on since you were a member of the Saints?
Yeah, it's funny sometimes to see how, I guess, the fans react. But I think overall I had a pretty good, duck hook left.
Duck hook.
Wow. And just having the overall, I think, support of all the fans and everything was just, and especially what meant the most to me was that, the guys in the locker room with me, how Drew told up and he was like, I don't really, tell most guys this, but you're an it guy. He was like, I don't want anybody else kicking for us other than you right now. So just know that, Will Smith, Vilma, all the guys, coming up to me, then, Coach Payton. And it was just knowing that I have the support from the team was highly, highly beneficial.
Then there was the kick, the most important one of Saints history. Overtime with the Vikings, with the spot in the Super Bowl on the line, with words of wisdom from his head coach just prior to his attempt.
He was like, you see that fleur-de-lis? He was like, just hit that fleur-de-lis, son. And I remember walking off and him telling me, he was like, I'll carry you off. You just groove this thing, and you deserve to be here. And, that meant a lot. And just going out there and just being so calm and, very complacent about everything. And just having the opportunity. I just remember the ball was snapped. I waited until Brew caught it and put it down, and then I just went through my motions, things I've done over 1,000 times, before, and it just came off my foot perfect. And I remember right after it came off my foot, I slightly looked up, and I just turned around to Burnell, and I was just like, I was like, we're going to Miami.
Snap, placement, kick by Hartley, and it is good! It's good! It's good!
We were the first station to talk to you right away, and you told us the story that you had the dream the night before that you were going to kick the game-winning field goal. You woke up and called your dad at an ungodly hour.
And at 2:15 in the morning, I'm on the phone with him, and I'm just saying, hey, well, first of all, he was like, what the heck are you doing up? I'm like, Dad, I just, I can't sleep. It's not the first time I've called my dad in the morning like that. And so I calling him and just telling him, Dad, I think I have a weird feeling it's going to come down to about a 42-yarder tomorrow on the right hash to put us in the Super Bowl. And
nice shot. And what'd he say?
Then he goes just about his fatherly, advice. He's just telling me, collect your thoughts out there on the field. You know what you need to do, and go out there and have fun and have at it.
In Miami, in a stadium where he kicked his first collegiate field goal as a freshman back in the BCS National Championship game, Hartley was sensational. You're talking about the first kicker in NFL history to kick 3 field goals in the Super Bowl of over 40 yards. You're shaking your head. Is that unbelievable still to say that out loud?
Not really. I don't think of it like that. My comfort range is, I feel confident inside of, 55 yards. So, but I honestly had no idea what the distances were. Someone actually told me after the game that, by the way, you set a record. I was like, oh, I had 3 over 40, really?
Before we let Garrett go, we had to show him a picture of his famous kick. It came from Sports Illustrated Super Bowl Special Edition. What do you think when you look at a kick like this, when you look at an image just trapped in time of what turned out to be history for the Saints?
Well, first thing is I'm going to go ahead and look at my form here. My ankle's rolling a little bit as I'm skipping through, which is a sign of I've gotten a lot of power into the ball. My head's still kind of staying down on the ball. I'm looking at Mark Brunell, how he's finishing the hold, how his hand's still put in place. And we're looking about the linemen, how low they're coming, because these guys are getting up there elevated. You look at these 2 guys right here, and I'm like, okay, well, hopefully the ball is going to split right between them. And I guess we got lucky that day, and it did.
Having way too much fun on the golf course at TPC Louisiana with Garrett Hartley, I'm Eric Ritchie for CST Tonight.